All right, welcome back. It's been a little bit since I posted a video, but today I'm going to do something a little different. We are going to go through my top 5 players that have worn the number 19 in the NHL. Before we get to that, a little update. Just been a little slower over the summer as normal, I think, in the hobby, work, life, etc. Still plugging away in the card world. A few little antique market trips here and there, a few small shows. I have a few shows coming up. Have an incoming PSA order uh, that one card did not grade. So that's going to be interesting to find out which card. I'm a little nervous because there's a Gretzky rookie in that order. Um, we'll see. I have a few other cards that I figure could be the culprit. I'm going to link that video in the description. It's a preview video if anybody wants to predict which card did not get graded. So that'll be coming up in a few days. Let's get right into the top 5, my top 5 players that have worn the number 19. Let's start with Jonathan Toews, Chicago Blackhawks, Captain Sirius. Just a great all-around player, defensive wizard, face-off specialist. He has 3 Stanley Cups. There's going to be a theme in my top 5, including cups and Conn Smythe trophies. He did win the first Conn Smythe trophy in 2010 for the cup, for the Hawks, for the first cup. He has a Selke trophy, and he was always in the top voting in the prime of his career, at least for the Selke. 883 points, just over 1,000 games, plus minus of 148. His plus minus would have been a lot higher if it wasn't for problems later in his career and the team being pretty horrible the last few years of his career. He's still technically active. I'm not sure if he'll play again, but that's my number 5, Jonathan Toews, a surefire Hall of Fame player when he is eligible. Number 4, I'm going to go with Joe Sakic. Fun fact, if you look at this rookie card here, he's wearing 88. He didn't wear 19 until his second season. I guess somebody else had 19. But Joe Sakic, he had 1,600 career points. He had 6 100-point seasons, 2 Stanley Cups. He was the Conn Smythe winner when they won their first cup as the Avalanche won their first cup in 95-96. They would go on to win another Stanley Cup later on. He won the Hart, Bing, and Pearson in the year 2000. He had a 20-year career. There's just no arguing that Joe Sakic is one of the greatest NHL players of all time, as this whole list pretty much fits that bill. So yeah, there's my number 4. Let's go to number 3. Steve Yzerman. Another legend. Detroit Red Wings. 3 Stanley Cups for Stevie Y. The reason why he wore number 19, spoiler alert, is going to be for my number 2 player coming up. Yzerman had 1,755 points. He's in the top, I believe, 5 all time. I'm not sure exactly, but he's close to that. 6 100-point seasons, kind of more earlier in his career. He was putting up 100 points. He put up 155 in 88-89. That's a huge total, 65 goals that year. And he won the Pearson that year, competing with a prime Mario Lemieux and a prime Wayne Gretzky. He won the Conn Smythe, the first, I'm not sure if it was the first cup Detroit won, maybe, but it was 97-98. He won the Selke later in 99-2000. As I said, kind of changed the style of his game, focusing more on winning. Still putting up points, but he was more along like the 75, 85, 90 level point wise at that time. Yeah, plus 184 throughout his career, and that includes some very lean years in the early part of his career in the Snorris division for the Red Wings there. So yeah, there's my number 3. Let's go with my number 2, and this is the player that influenced Yzerman to wear number 19. One of my favorite players. This is probably my bias. You can interchange, I'm sure you can interchange some of these players on your list. We have Bryan Trottier, 6-time Stanley Cup winner. He won 4 consecutive Stanley Cups with the Islanders from 1980 to 1983. He had 1,425 points, 6 100-point seasons as well. He won the first Conn Smythe Trophy for the Islanders Cup Dynasty. He won the Rookie of the Year in his first season. He won the Hart and the Ross trophies as well in 78, 79. So he won pretty much every individual award that matters. There's a famous quote from Wayne Gretzky. I just saw this video recently. He said, I think it was in the playoffs, he said this. When the Islanders won their 4th cup, they faced the Oilers in the finals, and to everybody's shock, the up-and-coming Oilers got swept by the Islanders, and Trottier shut down Gretzky in the finals to the tune of no goals in 4 games. So that was the turning point. The Oilers would kind of learn how to win from there, and they would go on a pretty big dynasty of their own. Another note for Trottier, he had a plus-minus of 467. That is pretty mammoth. Good for 9th all-time. Yep, one of my favorite players, like I said. There's no arguing. Trottier is one of the greatest of all time. Which leads me to my number 1. My number 1 player to wear number 19. I'm going to go with Larry Robinson based on these statistics. 6-time Stanley Cup winner. Now, he's the only defenseman in my list here. He had 958 career points, and that is 9th all-time amongst defensemen. 2-time Norris Trophy winner. He won a Conn Smythe Trophy in 77-78. Here's the eye-popping statistic from me. Plus-minus of plus 722, which is absolutely insane. Adding to that, I just did a little research. Plus-minus in the playoffs of 100, and that was roughly 200 games played for him. Funny enough, I thought for sure he would have been number 1 in playoff plus minus, but he's not. Anybody wants to know the trivia here, it's Yari Curry was plus 101. Obviously, he scored a ton of goals playing with number 99, so that's not really a surprise either. So yeah, I'm thinking if I had to draft a team just based on winning, that's all that matters at the end of the day in the NHL. You got, he's got 6 cup rings, and he also has 4 as a like a coach or in management somehow. So yeah, if I was to draft one of these guys first overall, I would draft Larry Robinson based on toughness. There's a famous clip of him fighting Dave Schultz in 1974, kind of standing up to the Broad Street Bullies. He's hammering down on him in the clip, pun intended. So yeah, that's my choice for number 1. Let me know what you guys think. I know some people are going to say Joe Thornton, but no cups, no Conn Smythe, obviously. Jean Retaille is another guy, older guy. He never won the cup either, but he was a great number 19. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned for some upcoming content with some show pickups and some PSA reveals. All right, cheers.